And welcome back to The Price of Business. Your guest host today, he's excited to be here. That's me, Bill Knapik. And we are so excited. It's summertime. The kids are going out of school. They're graduating. All kinds of things are happening. And we all want self-improvement. And I want to tell you, we have a great author on the show today. And this is a book I know you're going to want to get. His name is Teeba Rose. Teeba, thank you, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's exciting. And boy, just we'll tell people about the book in a second, but first of all, your name is easy to remember. In fact, it's TeebaRose.com, right?
Absolutely. T-E-E-B as in boy, A, rose like the flower, rose.com. Absolutely.
It's too easy. And I want to also right up front tell people to go to the website, and you have some great YouTube videos. And I want to mention our good buddy from Stewart Title, Natasha Livingston, told us about you. So tell people about your book, Teeba.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. The book is really about all the different things that our parents have told us in the past. Our parents told us, make certain that you don't blow your money, but they didn't tell us what to do with our money. They said, make certain that you don't mess up your credit, pay your bills on time, but they didn't tell us how to get the highest score possible with your credit. They said, don't waste your time, but not necessarily what to do with my time to fully maximize my growth experience. And then more importantly, they said, listen, don't run with the bad kids, run with the right kids and do the right things, but not what that would do to my brand and how to be extraordinary at what I do. So when I looked at it, when a student or a kid doesn't have the full circle, we'll kind of drift off and do some other things and not truly live up to our full potential. So my father told me these principles many, many years ago, and I had to fully come full circle to doing my own thing, messing up, to fully understand everything that he was trying to get me to understand. And so that was one of the reasons I wrote the book.
And the book is called You're Closer Than You Think.
Absolutely. The book is called You're Closer Than You Think, 5 Habits for Obtaining Financial and Professional Success. And I've been very, very blessed to have Pastor Kirby John Caldwell write the foreword for the book. And he endorses it and tells people how they got to read it and how it'll change their lives.
That sounds very exciting. And as I left the house this morning, I thought, I'm closer than I think. Maybe because I'm talking to Teeba Rose today, right?
That is true. That is true. I'm excited when I talk to parents all across the country. What they tell me is that they truly did not have something when they were growing up that was a business school or that told them all of these different principles and put it all in one place. I'm excited because it's not only a book, it's also a workbook and a journal in the back. How many times have we gone to a great seminar or listened to a mentor and kind of jotted down notes in different places, and now when it's time to regurgitate it or to think about it, we don't have it all in one place. And so that's why the book has all those 3 different parts in it. And the cool part is it's only $15 to be able to help not only yourself but someone else get to another level.
Indeed. And the thing I like about it, Teeba, is that there are 5 things to think about. So you're not overwhelmed because in life there's so much noise, so many things to think about. But when we simplify things, one, it makes it easier to learn. And these are great, valuable things like the very first chapter. Chapter 1, maximize your time. And time is the only thing we can't replace. Time is so valuable.
That's so true. That's so true. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a funeral, and the one thing that they say they wish they had more of is time. Time, you can go back, and you can't go back. So that's the one thing that if you had more of, and you knew how much of it you had, rather, you'd use it more wisely. Well, I tell people all the time, use this time more wisely because it's not guaranteed you get any more than this.
Yes, Teeba, hi, it's Natasha. How are you?
Hi, Natasha. I'm doing wonderful.
Thank you so much for being on the show with us today. This is an amazing book. I am going out today to get my own copy, and I think some of these principles are very dynamic. I have a teenage son, and so my question to you is, do you think this is beneficial? I know teens are teens, but sometimes, as yours are still very little, trying to corral them and get them to understand the importance of time, the importance of managing their finances. And as you just mentioned yourself, you heard your parents, but you also had to learn your own way. Is there something in the book that can help us parents with that?
I think in the book, so in the workbook section, I go through and I help everyone to work out a budget. And in the book, it also talks about a vision board, things that you want to have and you want to accomplish. I recommend that parents at any age, you can write out your grocery list of things that you need to purchase and the estimated price you think it should cost, and then give your son or daughter the money. At 12 years old, 10 years old, give them the money and allow them to go through the grocery store, pick out the items. They'll then get an opportunity to make the hard choices. Do I get the Frosted Flakes or the Captain Crunch? Do I get the thing I really want, or do I sacrifice to make certain I get everything on the list? So as they're making these gradual decisions, and as they grow up and continue to make these gradual decisions, they'll get an opportunity to truly budget, understand what the value of money, and understand how sometimes I have to make sacrifices. But I think this is one of the opportunities that they have to truly start to do things with money. In the book, I also talk about an opportunity for them to split their money up when they get a check. So if it's an allowance or money that grandma gave you, whenever they get money, it should always have a purpose. 60% to live off of, 10% for tithing or giving, and then 10% for savings, but 20% for investing. And I'm certain that we've all been in a place where we've gotten a gift card to a restaurant or a gift card somewhere, and someone says, well, where do you want to go? And that's the one place you think of because that money is burning a hole in your pocket. Well, when we don't divide the money up, all of it tends to burn a hole in their pocket.
Very good.
Teeba, give us an idea also on another chapter where it says manage your brand, and the other chapter 3 is make extraordinary a habit. Give us a word on those two chapters.
Well, the interesting part is students and young people are so engulfed in social media at this point, and it's all around us. As a matter of fact, they watch social media more than actual news on television. And I say that to say they are a part of the social media. They become the storyline sometimes, and they believe that there is a difference or a disconnect between my personal brand and my business brand. Well, they're intertwined, and I tell them all the time, you can't erase what you put out on social media. You can't erase what you put out in your brand, but your brand has to be something that you can stand on many, many years to come. So you don't know what position you're going to want later on in life, but whatever you put out now will affect your name and your brand, and it'll be difficult for companies and individuals to stand behind you when you did some things when you were younger. So you don't get an opportunity to press the erase button and take it off because someone's going to snapshot, screenshot, save it, send it. And so since you're putting it out there, why not put the things out there that are going to promote you versus tear you down at some point in your life? And then on chapter 3, oh my gosh, I love talking about making extraordinary a habit. I think that that everyone should always put your best you forward every day, every time you leave the house. And here's why. Because when you're somewhere working or doing something, what you don't know is someone else is observing you. And they're not necessarily observing you because they're thinking of hiring you now. But when an opportunity comes up later, you don't want them to try to subtract out the you didn't really care that much when you did that project, but you'll care much more next time when you do a project. I go to different stores and different places, and it's interesting that the person I find behind the counter isn't necessarily putting their best foot forward or doing their best when they're at work. And I ask them, well, why? And they say, well, I really don't like this job. I really want to do something else. I really want to do this other job. Well, what they don't understand is because you're not being extraordinary at this one, I don't even think you're capable of being extraordinary at the next one. So I won't even give you an opportunity. And you just don't know these opportunities that you're missing by not putting forth your best foot forward.
Indeed. And boy, we need to exceed expectations all the time. And mediocrity, unfortunately, sometimes is even rare because we get levels so far below mediocre that that is a great word, no doubt about it. Teeba, tell people how they can get the book, if you would, please.
Absolutely. You can get it one of several ways. You can go to Teeba, that's T as in Tom, E as in elephant, E as in elephant, B as in boy, A, Rose like the flower, ROSE.com. So you can go to TeebaRose.com, and you can simply click buy now, and you can purchase the book there. You can also get it on Amazon.com, and you can get it on Kindle.
And I also encourage people to go and look for your YouTube videos because you ask an important question, and it's ingrained. You say, then what? You do this,
Absolutely.
you do that,
Absolutely.
then what? And these are the principles, the core principles. We can know what to do then, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell you, these 5 principles will help not only a person who's young from anywhere from 5 or 6 years old all the way up to 20, 25, but it'll also help adults. Something I thought was very, very interesting. We all figure out our net worth right after you pass away because we have to pay for the funeral. And we're trying to figure out, is there enough money? And in the book, there's a net worth section in the workbook where you literally go through and figure out your net worth. And that is so key to be able to talk to your family members about, even to be able to now say, well, I'm worth this much. I need to leave you something else. Let me get life insurance or something else so that when I pass, I can leave you a legacy.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Teeba Rose, the book, You're Closer Than You Think. Thank you, Teeba.
My pleasure. Thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you,
Our
Teeba.
pleasure. And we're going to take a short break. You're listening to The Price of Business. Stay tuned. We're coming back with even more.